Hey guys, it's Liz. Welcome to the final installation of my Pride 2020 drawing series. This is my trans boy, this is part 4, and thus the finale. Uh, I want to talk a little bit about my blog because the last post was very successful. My third blog post was for bisexual artists, and it was hard to find a lot of bisexual artists that were not known for infidelity. And it was also hard to find male artists, and the only one that I could get into contact with was Oliver's Antics. So I actually was able to schedule an interview with him, and that was very successful, and I'm really happy because not only was he the only guy, but he was the only artist that was not in the fine arts community. And my original intention with this series that I'm posting on my website was not to highlight fine artists in particular, but that's just how it rolled out because I don't know, I felt intimidated trying to talk to so many contemporary artists that rely on social media to share their art, and I will not be making the same mistake in the future. But getting to interview him got me thinking, like, maybe I can continue to interview artists. Maybe have that be my once a month, just something that I can do consistently and pretty easily, is highlighting an artist that's in the LGBT community, because my website is supposed to be about getting inspiration, and what better inspiration than from other artists. And even though I feel like my blog is doing a lot of good whenever it gets shared with others, I feel like my own art has been kind of on the wayside. And that's something that I'm really happy for having a YouTube channel for doing, is because if I have to draw at least one image a week, I still have a bare minimum. I am still able to create something every week. And that was something that I did not have before my YouTube channel, so I'm really happy for that. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do after Pride, because obviously the Black Lives Matter movement is not going to stop weighing heavily on me, and obviously I need some way to vent from my job, which is full of people who very strongly support the police, even though they're not doing their jobs. But yeah, I'm surrounded by people at work who have very different political opinions from myself, so I need this online community to rely on, and if I'm able to share my art, then that would be super helpful, because I have always felt like sort of a miscellaneous type of person, because obviously I've always been an artist, but because I started drawing in an anime phase, whenever I was a kid, it started with Naruto, I think, was when I started thinking, oh, I need to draw regularly and take this more seriously. That was my anime phase, and then whenever I had a hiatus in school at some point, I came back to it with the opinion of, this is not how I should be basing my art. And I did not hate anime or anything like that. I just decided to start learning realism so that I can develop my own style, because I did not want to have an anime style in the future. And then in college, because I was still hyper focused on realism, I was able to do a very good job in my Associate of Fine Arts, and I have a degree in art, so that's cool. But because of these very high contrasting influences of the comic book animation styles versus the fine arts one piece every 6 months type of style, I am kind of stuck. And I didn't realize how much of a problem that was until I started writing these articles and comparing myself to their works, because is my art more comparable to people in their anime phase, or is my work better off being labeled like that of a fine artist? Like, what is my metric for success here? And that is something that I'm still struggling with. Hopefully, after a while, I will be able to create a community where I don't really have to worry about that, because they like me. They like that I am the option C, essentially. And now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do after this series, like after my Pride series. And I have a couple of ideas. Like, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft in between my job and the work that I'm doing, and I'm thinking maybe I can do maybe some landscape drawings of my base. That would be neat, because that would really mix my influences and take advantage of them. I can also maybe record myself drawing based off of the inspirations or creative ideas that I put on my blog, because each artist I put some sort of creative takeaway for people to be inspired by, and maybe I should take that advice and see how well it holds up. Another thing that I can be working on is my girlfriend has a logo for her business. She has been a huge help for me so far, and I've been wanting to maybe design stickers for her to leave around town, because she has a really interesting logo that would look good as a sticker, and it would also look good as the coin in a Lucky Cat. I think that would look really good, and I would like to draw that myself and see how it works. But yeah, I'm still figuring out what exactly I need to be doing in order to keep the momentum going, because I think I have a really strong foundation of wanting to support artists that do not feel seen, and in uplifting others, they will recognize that I just want to be perceived as someone who is worth listening to, and create my own platform and community, because that is very important to me, because I never really had that. I have always been on the outside of everything. My work doesn't really fall inside of either the animation, quick and easy, just churning out pieces in order to tell a story, or a single 10-hour piece that can be hung in a museum. I don't really feel like I fit in either of those categories. So being able to create is very important. I'm really excited to write this trans article as well, of 5 transgender artists, because one of them is actually one of the first people to get sex reassignment surgery. So she was actually a very interesting person to read about, and I'm almost done with her section, but I still have 4 other artists to write about, and I'm thinking of another artist in my list that I could potentially interview, and that would be really cool to have another interview. I think being able to actually speak to artists on a one-to-one basis in order to tell information about them and what they're doing here, I feel like that is more important than the history lesson is where we're going in the future. And hopefully the artists that I talk about will inspire others, because that's what my blog is about, is just collecting inspiration. And I need more talking points if I'm going to continue having a podcasty episode, because I have talking points listed out for me, but then I run out. I get through them really fast, so I have nothing to talk about. And that's always a little embarrassing, because I've never had a good time speaking for long periods of time, and I feel like I've mentioned that every single episode so far, so that's embarrassing. It was really exciting getting new followers on Instagram whenever Oliver posted that I wrote an article where he was featured in it. That was really exciting, and that felt really good to be recognized outside of people that I know personally in my day-to-day life. And of course I rely on these people, and I love them, and I am grateful for them, because if it weren't for my girlfriend or the scarce few friends that I actually have in my personal life. If it weren't for them, I would not have the confidence to do what I do, and I'm so grateful for them. Especially my girlfriend, because she is helping me with my website layout, and she's doing it for free. Like, who else has such an amazing thing in their life as an established web developer and graphic designer and just all of these other layers that she knows about? She really is something else, and I am so lucky. Oh my god. I was considering not writing an article for the last week of June and just focusing on my blog and the layout and getting it to where it's easier to contact me through my website. I'm probably going to spend the last week of June focusing on technical aspects and I want to focus more on the technical aspects instead of worrying too much about content, because I want my website to be usable and I want it to look appealing. I want people to be able to contact me, to share my work, to find me on other platforms. I want a donation button somewhere, even if it just gets me a couple dollars. It would really help a lot if people were able to support me in some way, because I do put a lot of hours into my work, and hopefully if I am drawing multiple times a week, I will be able to record more videos and record more drawings. I'm hoping to record myself drawing another video today and maybe not speaking until next week. Just trying to build that backlog. It's still an uphill battle right now. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing this and having something to keep me churning out art at a consistent pace, even if it's not the most volume. That would be great. And of course, as always, this piece will be on my website so that you can view it in the gallery. So I guess I have time to talk a little more about the drawing itself. I had a hard time with the shading and the outline and the rest of it. I had a lot of difficulties here, and that's largely because I'm still not the best at drawing men. I think the hair came out okay. I had a brush setting that was able to create the little wispies of hair that come up around the outline. That was pretty nice. But this one eye was giving me so much trouble here. I was really struggling with it. And not only did that make the outline look kind of funky, but also I had a lot of trouble fixing the coloring. I'm not sure if there is an easier way to get through that, because it came out a little splotchy in the end, I think. Overall, yeah, the bisexual drawing is still my favorite of the series, but I think that whenever I was messing with the brush settings, it came out kind of cute. I had fun with the color palette of this one a lot. I think this one's definitely the brightest of the series, because the colors are just so much more pale than the others. I think G was probably the muddiest looking one. But yeah, towards the end, I decided that if I'm gonna make this look any sort of presentable, I should have some fun. I think we are coming up to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be posting to YouTube and to my channel. Sorry. I will be posting to YouTube and my blog every Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my art. Enjoy it. Share it with your friends. If you would like to be interviewed, let me know, and I will see what I can do to make that happen, because I would really like to make interviewing artists a regular part of my blog. Thank you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.